We are Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar, giving you a raw take on movies, television, and pop culture. My name's Chris.
My name is Scott. How you all right over there?
Yeah, man, I got bronchitis.
Oh,
damn.
Isn't that awesome?
JB4 in the house.
What's up?
Bronchitis free.
Yeah, I don't need any of that. I got too many things happening in the next few days.
Yeah, ran over to the urgent care, and I was like, man, I'm coughing my ass off, and I can't stop. They did the test, and they were like, yeah, you got fucking bronchitis. I was like, yeah, that, I guess trying to sing those Alice in Chains songs might have loosened it up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
How'd that show go?
Oh, God, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah?
Did you drink any Jägermeister?
No, I drank a lot of vodka, though.
That was the problem. Jägermeister's cough syrup.
Okay.
remember.
Well, hey, that pro tip, man. That's
Yeah.
good.
There it is.
All right, let's jump right in this thing because we got a lot to cover.
I just want to say real fast, I saw the Kingman movie.
Oh, did you? How was it?
It was a caricature of the first movie.
Oh, no.
Do I recommend it? Go see it. It's fun.
Entertaining?
Entertaining. Will I see the next one? Sure. Was I impressed by it? I can't.
Well, the first movie is a complete caricature of James Bond.
It is.
You know,
so this movie is a complete caricature of the first movie. It's just way the things are over the top and just I don't know. There were no Leonard Skinner moments.
How is Gary Rucker's favorite actor?
Oh, terrible.
Ooh.
Like all I could think about was Gary the whole time, and he's not in the movie that much. So
Yeah, but I think that was kind of the point of the character, though.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
But
I think the Statesman, the whole point of that is the American equivalent to the Kingsman.
Yeah.
it is. It's just it's so very comic caricature like.
Well, that was the first movie. I don't think the first movie, it was like this, like, cutting-edge, groundbreaking thing that took itself seriously.
Oh, no. You're right.
All the reviews that I've read from sources that I tend to agree with have echoed Scott's position on it.
There you go.
That it's bloated and a little more action, a little less character development. And
It's fun though.
I have no doubt of that. I bet it's a fun action movie.
Yeah.
You're never going to replicate the brilliance of that church scene.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That fight scene from the first movie.
the only time I've ever enjoyed Freebird.
Right. Myself.
I don't know. I enjoyed the ending use of it when Devil's Rejects. I thought that
There
was
you go.
pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
use of it
Exactly.
Also.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no. It's that's cool, man. I didn't see that it was people were shitting on it.
I don't think it's
From what I saw was everybody said it's good, but not as good as the first
Yeah,
one.
I'm definitely not shitting on the movie. Don't take it that way. I just didn't feel like it was like when me and Kelly saw it and we walked out. She's like, "So did you like it?" I was like, "Meh, not really." But it was fun. It was a good popcorn movie.
I saw It Comes at Night, and this is very, very quick review. Don't watch it unless you want to be incredibly depressed and ask yourself what the fuck you just did with 2.5 hours of your life.
I don't want to do that then.
Okay.
But was it depressed because the film affected you in a positive way, as fucked up as that sounds? Or is it depressing because it's such a piece of shit you felt like you've wasted your life?
No, it's emotionally abuse. That's what it is. It's like, let's create some really cool characters and then completely destroy them, much as would a little child with a fly pulling its legs out. It's just like, why did they bother doing that? So yeah, if you wish to be emotionally punched in the genitals, then
Right, or
this
if you're a
movie's for you.
narcissist, you might enjoy that. So,
Not a narcissist, but a masochist.
Yeah.
oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. All right. So trailers.
I saw all these trailers in the theater except for The Punisher,
Right,
which I saw
right.
on TV. On whatever you call it.
Well,
Let's start out with Tomb Raider. Did
Okay.
you all see that?
I
Yes.
saw the first. It's literally the only trailer I've stopped watching because I was so bored.
Really?
I was like, I've seen this before.
Have you played the game or seen any gameplay from that new Tomb Raider stuff?
Oh yeah.
It's like directly pulled right out of the game. So
Exactly.
I thought it was exciting to see that.
So, I don't know anything about. I've never played a Tomb Raider video game in my life. The only thing that I know is that, like, in the mid to late 90s, there was this following of fanboys that were hyped up sexually over a video game character.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
That was a complete homage to Indiana Jones.
Yes.
There's 2 movies that are made that star Angelina Jolie, and I've never seen them. Alicia Vikander, I love the shit out of her. I loved her in Ex Machina. She was amazing in that. As Ava, and I also liked her in the spy movie with Armie Hammer and Henry Cavill,
Yes.
Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Right.
So I mean, Tomb Raider doesn't really interest me as a property. I'd probably be like a wait for stream, see how it's recommended. But I'm sure the fanboys who are Lara Croft purists, I'm sure they'll find something to be pissed off about. So
Whatever. I mean,
It will bomb. That's my prediction.
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
no
We'll
telling.
see. Yeah, there's no telling. I don't have no prediction. I have any prediction on it. I don't have it.
I have a telling. It's
Okay.
going to bomb.
Okay.
Jumanji, the second trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. I'm not. I wasn't jumping out of my chair excited about it, but I thought it was funny. You know, they built upon the gameplay where you actually get to see the avatars in play and their lives, and
They made a
everything.
connection to the original movie, so it is a sequel. It's not a remake. So they did connect it to that. I'm over The Rock. So same shit over and over
Oh, wow.
again.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, he's a likable guy and all, but I mean, it's the same shit. Kevin Hart. I mean, I'll just go watch Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor videos. I mean, I really don't think he's that funny.
Okay.
So it doesn't really connect with me. The only thing
Okay.
that I can say positive about the trailer is Karen Gillan is fucking hot, but
Yeah.
other than that, whatever.
I think it'll do well.
I think it will too.
Yeah, it's going to do good. I mean, I think that it's positioned properly, and I mean, it's got The Rock. I mean, the guy sells tickets. So.
I wasn't a big fan of the first one, so I'm just sort of,
I wasn't either.
I'm like, okay. I'm sure I'll watch it when it's on HBO.
The first one or this one?
This one.
I actually like the first one, but dude, it's Robin Williams. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. So, all right, The Punisher.
The best use of Metallica in a trailer ever?
It looks really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
They are atoning for Danny Rand.
From what I understand, they're atoning for everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I've heard that the Defenders had the lowest viewership of all the Marvel properties.
I got the stats. It's one of the show.
okay.
It's one of the show topics today. We're gonna do
Spoiler
2 show topics today. So,
Oh, cool. All right.
So yeah, that's all part of it. Is the
I can't wait to
Netflix
talk
thing.
about that one.
But yeah, I mean, it looks it looks gritty. It looks good, and I mean, John Bernthal is a fucking psychopath.
Yep.
The Punisher is a psychopath. You're going to watch a psychopath play a psychopath. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see it. In fact, I haven't seen Luke Cage, Iron Fist, or The Defenders. I'm going to bypass that shit entirely since everybody says it fucking sucks. And I'm just going to
Just
I'm just
go
going to watch
right.
The Punisher.
Right.
Fuck
There you
it.
go.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm not even going to waste my time with the other 3 series.
No, there are more important things you could watch.
Yeah, like Breaking Bad.
Right.
All right, hold on. Let me get to my news here.
It.
It continues to steamroll the box office, adding $60 million to its total for week 2. It is now the highest September grosser of all time, beating 1986's Crocodile Dundee.
What a fucking accomplishment.
That movie was fucking huge.
Yeah, it was.
Crazy how popular that movie was.
But that sort of takes the impressive quality out of it, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, dude, money's money.
Not really
Yeah,
when
I
you
mean-
get to the next thing you're about to say.
Yeah, exactly.
But the next thing I'm about to say was confirmed this morning. It
Right.
has beat The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's now the highest grossing R-rated horror movie of all time.
That's fucking huge.
It is.
Well, yeah. But the thing with it is first of all, we're talking about domestic.
Okay.
The worldwide total on The Exorcist is still massive.
Okay.
Well, was it
And-
adjusted for inflation? I mean, that's.
And
a
if
dumb
you
question.
adjust it for inflation, it's not going to come anywhere close.
Oh, okay.
no.
I see. I thought that number was adjusted for inflation because a lot
No,
of people are
I
seeing
did
it.
too.
You know.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not adjusted for inflation.
Oh, okay.
The Exorcist is Star Wars of horror movies.
It is.
I mean,
rightly so.
Yep.
oh, definitely.
Only I bet you the second is going to be better than the second Exorcist.
Let's hope.
Oh,
We can only
God.
hope.
Yeah. Right.
After his comments about being in talks with Warner about a Superman movie, Matthew Vaughn elaborates on his ideas. Weirdly, if I did do Superman, and I made the mistake of telling someone yesterday I have spoken about it, and then wallop. But I think my main take would be, it's really boring, but make a Superman film. I just don't feel a proper Superman. I think Donner did it to perfection for the time. Just doing the modern, I want to do a modern version of Donner. Go back to the source material. For me, Superman is color, feel-good, heroic. He's a beacon of light in darkness, and that's what I think Superman should be. And Matthew Vaughn, you're absolutely 100% correct. All right, in the same conversation, he spoke about another superhero franchise he's interested in. The other one I feel an obligation to do, I wouldn't mind making a Fantastic Four film to apologize to everyone out there that maybe it didn't go very well for them. It's brilliant. One of my favorites is the Fantastic Four, so maybe one day I'll try to rectify the mistake.
Just do Superman. Just do Superman.
Well, I mean, Fantastic Four is, the recipe for success is rooted in the same ethos as Superman, which is just make them genuinely good characters that want to do good.
They are a team that was put together as social commentary for the space race. And more compelling teams in comic books have gotten a lot more steam because the range of characters and the realism of those characters have overtaken the Fantastic Four. They try to relaunch it all the time as a comic book title, and it's constantly canceled. And they go back from everything, making it edgier, going back to making it wholesome, going back to the whole first family of Marvel thing, and it's just not... It's not connecting with modern comic book audiences, which is sad. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
maybe.
What do you want to see? Do you want to see a guy that stretches, a guy that catches on fire, a woman that turns invisible, and a dude built out of rock?
Not really.
Or do you want to see Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and see those characters come together as a team? Yeah, I mean... Yeah, really fucked up when you say Ant-Man can overtake the first family of Marvel as far as resonating with modern audiences. So, It's rumored that the Joker movie script is almost complete and Warner is looking to fast-track it into production.
All right.
Crazy. Like I said when this was first announced, this is a dick-waving thing that they get to work with Scorsese. If Martin Scorsese wasn't involved in this movie, I don't even think it would even be considered to be made.
I just can't believe that the director they're using is giving it this much heat. Scorsese producing is fine, but a lot of great directors have produced utter shit. So
no doubt.
I don't.
Steven Spielberg is a good example of that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Howard the Duck.
Batteries not included. I mean.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Transformers.
Yeah.
I mean.
Which one?
He produced all
of them. He peed all of them.
Well, I mean, the first one was a good movie.
The first one was an okay movie. But, I mean, it wasn't like, I don't think it was Spielbergian by any stretch of the imagination. So, I mean, it was, it did what you were supposed to do. Robots turned into cars, and cars turned into robots, and they shot large guns at each other.
That's right.
I mean, I wouldn't
Mission accomplished.
I wouldn't really say that's good. I would just say that it did what it was supposed to do. So, anyway. All right, Zack Snyder was asked about returning to the Justice League movie. He said it would be unfair of him to return and elaborated by saying, I'm at a place where I feel excited about it, and I'm happy for my guys, and I love these people that are working on it. They're my family, and I think they're doing an amazing job. But I've just got to kind of let them do their thing.
And he needs to do his thing.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. Dignified response, man.
It is.
We shit on him a lot, but it's a dignified response. Good for him.
Yeah. Bravo, sir.
Speaking of Justice League, the early reviews are in. The very first one I saw was, it's fine.
It's fine, right?
The second one I saw is, it's epic. So, I think it's going to be a polished turd. It'll be better than Batman versus Superman, but...
Will it be better than the Man of Steel movie?
I don't know, because I think the thing with it is that...
I'm saying yes.
Well, you didn't like it, though. You didn't like Man of Steel.
I mean, there were parts of it I liked, but yes, overall, no.
I kind of like how Man of Steel is put together. I just have a lot of pissed off content issues with that movie. And that's a hard thing. It's really sad when you watch Jonathan and Martha Kent tell Superman, save him or don't save him, Who gives a fuck? You got to do what you got to do. That's the kind of shit I got problems with in Man of Steel. But as far as how it's structured, I'm okay with that. I mean, it told a decent story.
Right.
So
Hey, son, let me die in a tornado.
Yeah,
in
right.
between Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman.
When I see it, we'll talk about it.
Stay
is.
tuned.
Watchmen artist Dave Gibbons has spoken out about his opinion of Batman versus Superman. I think, as I said earlier, the trend in entertainment now is to actually come up with something which is more entertaining, which is less dark, which is much more full of hope. And I think probably the failure of the Batman-Superman movie was that it was really too dark, and that Superman was made as dark as Batman. And to me, that really doesn't work. I thought that's the perfect opportunity to contrast the two characters.
Amen.
Why can't anybody at Warner Brothers listen to the people that created their most seminal fucking modern works?
It seems like they're listening now, so better late than never.
Doesn't
Maybe.
have a clue. Ron Howard tweeted a new image from the Han Solo set, and it looks like fans will be treated to the planet of Kessel that's mentioned twice in the first Star Wars movie. There's also a rumor that Darth Vader will make an appearance also. We'll be sent to the spice mines of Kessel and smashed into who knows what. The Millennium Falcon made the Kessel run in 12 parsecs, all that shit. I mean, It makes sense to put it in there. On top of it also, as I saw some picture that he tweeted out even past this, the latest picture he put out. And it's pretty cool. It's a long shot with a silhouette of all the characters shot from the back. And they're in this, like, dusty-looking starship graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool looking.
I didn't even see the silhouettes. I just saw a giant, almost like spotlight or sun, and there was a lot of. It looked like an old ship graveyard. I saw an X-wing, mangled X-wing parts in it.
I don't know, man. I'm getting pretty excited about it. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Ron Howard and Star Wars, man.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that a Star Wars film is coming out in like 2.5, 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. They, in fact, I saw it this morning. Rian Johnson, they've officially wrapped. So he said they're even wrapped post-production, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like it's early. Normally they're working up to this shit up to the point of release, but
Yep.
I mean, we're at the end of September. Now we're at probably maybe about 80 days, and everything's good
It's
to
ready
go.
to go. They could release it tomorrow.
So that makes me believe even more that we're going to get a pretty rad trailer here in the next couple of weeks. So
We'd better.
cool shit. Based on the new Star Wars Lego set featuring Supreme Leader Snoke, fans began talking about an appearance from Emperor Palpatine in the form of a hologram. Lucasfilm story group leader Pablo Hidalgo set the record straight on Twitter, and actor Ian McDiarmid, who played Palpatine in the other 6 Star Wars movies, he said, as far as the new films are concerned, I'm dead. There's no question about that.
That's a bullshit answer, but that being said, I think I don't think they're bringing him back.
No.
Fuck no. I hope they never do.
Me too.
Look, man, if you kill the villain,
Yeah.
you basically fuck away the entire sacrifice of your lead character when he defeats a villain.
Don't turn him into Voldemort, please.
He becomes a Force ghost at the end. Why would he show up? Oh no, that's Darth. Never mind.
Yeah, Darth.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Emperor Palpatine.
Right.
But what blew the fandom into the whole rumor frenzy thing, what blew that shit up was the fact that the Lego figure, the Snoke Lego figure, is holding a small hologram. So they made a little Lego hologram of a hooded figure, and everybody starts freaking out and saying, "Oh, it's Palpatine." And Hidalgo's answer was, "Oh, I assume that was Kylo Ren."
Right.
So he nibbed that in the ass immediately. So director, producer, and nutsack James Cameron has announced that Linda Hamilton will join the new Terminator movie to play Sarah Connor. Okay.
I think Chad Lott said it best when he goes, I hope they make her into like a giant, massive murderer, just like a mass murderer on a killing spree to try and kill. And that's the whole movie of her just trying to kill people.
There you go.
And,
the Terminator's brought
hope
back
that
in time to kill her to stop her from killing.
Right.
There you go.
Hopefully the Terminator will come back. They should make a movie about the Terminator coming back to kill James Cameron so he doesn't make
There
these
you go.
fucking movies anymore. That would be
Nice.
great. That'd be fantastic. All right, M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong has confirmed that actors Charlene Woodard and Spencer Treat Clark will be returning to his Unbreakable sequel that's titled Glass. Woodard played Glass's mother, which was the mother of Samuel L. Jackson's character, and Clark played Joseph, the son of Bruce Willis's character. The movie is in production and will feature Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, and James McAvoy.
That should be cool.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it. I like
Yeah.
Split. I
Me
thought
too.
it was good.
I did too.
And the girl that he kidnaps in Split, the last girl, the kind of like main character,
Right.
she's in the movie as well. They confirmed her
Oh, yeah.
also.
She has to be.
Yeah.
She's. I'm guessing she's the main character, but I am so mad that Cinema Blend spoiled that film for me. Spoiled the Split
Yeah.
for me.
Me too.
If I didn't know that was coming, that would have been awesome.
Yeah. It still was awesome. It was still
It
awesome.
was.
But
I mean, even when he gets stabbed by the woman he's strangling, I knew what the twist was. I would have just thought he was a psycho. You know what I mean? Damn you, Cinema Blend, stop it.
Yeah, well, the big thing they spoiled also was the. Did you all mention that? I'm sorry. Was the Bruce Willis thing?
that was the
right?
thing
Yeah.
they spoiled.
That
for
was
me.
the thing they really
Right.
spoiled, which
But-
I was like, "Fuck,
Right,
dude."
but if they say that it's a sequel to Unbreakable, then I mean I knew that was coming, but the suspenseful part where the woman is there and the psychotherapist
Right.
who is in his place and then
Okay.
realized he was murdering people,
Right.
and he went behind her and she tried to stab him and the knife broke. Like, that would have been a big what the fuck moment, but since I knew that it tied into a universe in which people were superheroes, I knew that he was a villain. Like, it just Cinema Blend really fucked up bad.
Yep.
Yeah, they fucked
They
that
did.
up bad, but I'm still really excited to see it. Me and Karen watched Unbreakable the night before we went and saw Split.
Cool.
It was great.
I'm just real quick. I'm just kind of curious how they're gonna hide this film, like they hid Unbreakable. Like he hides most of his films. I wonder how he's gonna do that with this film.
What do you mean by hide?
Like Split, nobody knew it was an Unbreakable sequel till the end.
Well,
Cineblend.
he's not hiding this
No.
though because he's already come straight out in the media and he said,
That's what I'm
making
saying.
a
So
movie.
what-
I'm making a movie called Glass that is a direct sequel to Unbreakable."
All right. So my point is, what's going to be the twist? Do you think there's going to be a twist?
I don't
no.
think so.
You think it's just
No.
a straightforward play?
Yeah.
It?
I really don't think Split really had a twist.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
the only twist was the fact that he's at the end of the movie and has a cameo.
that's a
but-
fucking huge twist.
Well, I don't think it's a twist to the plot of Split itself. If you cut that scene off the end of that movie, I don't think there's any twist. It's pretty straightforward.
It is, but all right.
So,
Well, I mean, the twist would be that he is actually
The Beast.
a beast and not just some psycho, which, that movie's a lot like 10 Cloverfield Lane.
yeah.
That if you just cut off the end that contextualizes everything, it's a really good kind of in a bottle movie. And then they just sort of, add
Which, by the
this
way,
whole world
the
to
God Particle is like in a few weeks. Speaking of Cloverfield Lane.
Good.
So,
I can't wait to see it. I love Cloverfield. A lot of people shit on the ending. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was fucking perfect. Because what's good about it is that movie did such an excellent job of painting John Goodman as being a fucking nut job.
Yeah.
And how creepy and nuts he was. And then basically they validated him at the whole end of that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved it. Thought it was awesome.
You are listening to Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar.
Television.
Movies. Pop culture.
Keep up with the latest news from Luke Skywalker all the way to Batman.
From Netflix to the CW.
And all the news in between.
Please subscribe and rate us on iTunes.
Or stream our episodes from ppvguys.com.
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter at PPVGuys.
Check out our friends Not Real Radio at notrealradio.com for our segment Not Real Movie News.
Should you listen to more? Yes. Will you agree? Maybe.
Jury's out.
Indeed.
Thank Thank you for listening.
And action. All right, so here's our show topics. I'm going to kind of do a little flip here according to the notes, because I think the second topic here, which is now going to be the first topic, is kind of short and sweet. The state of Marvel's Netflix shows, Daredevil Season 2, it has the most views out of anything. Now, if you go and look at the other 3 solo series, which would be Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist, they average about, I think, 26%. I think Jessica Jones is 28, Luke Cage is 27, and Iron Fist is 25. So that would be like a 26% average of viewers that view that show compared to Daredevil Season 2, which is actually quite surprising.
Yeah.
But it goes to prove also is that Daredevil is definitely the more notable character. He's more well-known than the other 3.
Yeah.
So,
without question.
Yeah, so...
I mean, the man has a costume and the others don't, really.
Yeah.
So, he's more superhero.
Even though I think Jessica Jones is the better of of what I've seen. I think it's the better
Is
show.
it better? See, I haven't finished Jessica Jones yet. Is it better than Daredevil Season 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know what it is? It's all the villain, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Kilgrave is fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. But it just goes to show you, it's like sitting there and saying, okay, my favorite desserts are chocolate ice cream and chocolate cake. So now I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to tell you which one is better.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that Jessica Jones is a little bit better because I actually like the chocolate cake a little bit more than I like chocolate ice cream.
I'll put it to you this way. I think Daredevil had better fight choreography and was better made. It was more
Fair
like
enough.
a movie than Jessica Jones seemed more like a TV show, but Kilgrave's power and what it leads characters to do and how they deal with it is so much more compelling. After a certain number of episodes, you're like, okay, Matt Murdock's a Catholic and has to get his ass beat in order to feel like he's a hero.
Right. Okay.
It becomes repetitive. Whereas Jessica Jones' whole story, and it's one of the few series that actually psychologically disturbed me in a really amazing way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a notch above. And, dude, I love Daredevil. I mean, Daredevil is one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. And I think Jessica Jones is better. Yeah. Daredevil Season 2, I mean, yeah, the Punisher and all that shit's cool, but I think it's a kind of a dud compared to Season 1.
I think it's a dud when the Hand shows up.
Yeah.
The Punisher is awesome. And then the Hand just, it just seems like a fill-in-the-blank.
The Punisher story.
What?
I didn't finish Season 2 either. I stopped as soon
At
as
the
the
Hand.
Punisher story wrapped up. I was out.
Well, one thing that really makes me happy, jumping to the Punisher, even though it's kind of off topic from what we're doing here, but John Bernthal, in his interview, he said that expect the Punisher to be a lot more onto its own than connected to this other stuff. And
Cool.
I'm very excited about that.
It's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that it's going to be its own thing and not tied to these other characters. But here's the real big number. So for the sake of easy numbers, let's say 100 people watch Daredevil Season 2. Only 25 or 26 people out of those 100 are watching Daredevil. The number for The Defenders, 17%.
Yep.
I mean, that's fucking crazy.
But at that point, we had already kind of got the news that not Luke Cage, that Iron Fist was sort of a piece of shit. And then it was like, oh, well, let's get back into the Defenders. Let's see if they, kind of course corrected. And they didn't.
Yeah, the Defenders is Iron Fist Part 2.
Yeah, so
everyone's there to help him.
At that point, it's like, well, I kind of checked out too. So
Yeah.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is from reading these pages, and I saw a comment on one of the, I think it was either Hollywood Reporter or Collider. They had one guy on there that hit the nail on the head. He said, I think the real reason you're seeing a lot of shrinkage in viewership of that show is the fact that people think that they have to invest in 4 other shows to watch that one.
Yep.
And I think that could very well be it. I mean, dude, your diehard Marvel fans and Marvel tards are going to watch anything. I'm sure
Sure.
there are actually some Marvel tards that are on suicide watch right now because the Inhumans got canceled before it even made television.
Oh yeah, we forgot
So
about that.
yeah. The Inhumans, which was supposed to be kind of a spin-off show of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they did a big theatric release, which
IMAX.
kind of made like $1.8 million, which is a fucking flub, I guess. You know, I don't know.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a worse rating than the Emoji Movie.
Wow. Oh, I believe
So,
it too.
there you
But
go. And the Emoji Movie got 3%.
see,
Rotten
but here's
Tomatoes.
my question though: if you have a television show that you're going to show on TV for free, is $1.8 million bad?
No.
Is that bad?
I mean, how much did it cost to distribute it? I mean, is that net
Ah.
profit or
This
I
is
mean,
Good
kind of
point, John.
off subject though, but I do think it's a good idea to show releases in theaters, premieres like like The Walking Dead and those shows. I mean, I don't think it's a terrible idea.
I mean, I
Me
wouldn't.
neither.
I wouldn't pay for that. I mean, I'm going to fucking get to sit in the comfort of my own home with something that's made for that medium. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not. I mean, if Walking Dead, if they came out and they said we are going to make a Walking Dead feature-length film that is going to go to the movies, yeah, I would go see that because it's something that's made for that medium.
right?
But yeah, I mean, just sitting there and taking television and porting it, porting it on the screen and all that shit.
Wasn't this this was in the IMAX too? They showed this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah! It was an IMAX, and
Eesh.
so yeah, they said that it was so poorly received and such a disaster they canceled the thing out of the gate. And I remember, man, like they beat their chest because the fucking guy who wrote Dexter, like he was the guy who was the showrunner and all.
I know we talked about this, but I don't remember the answer. So, with all of these Marvel shows, Daredevil and all those, are those getting pulled come next year? Are they going?
They haven't said, but I got a suspicion that it's going to happen.
I mean, this is a Netflix original still,
Yeah.
so that's a touchy thing.
Yeah, it's a Netflix original, but I mean the thing with it is that it's still Marvel's property. It's just distributed through Netflix.
I know, and I don't want to turn this into a big thing, but I have a feeling that if Disney, let's say there was no Netflix, or let's just say Disney just developed this for its own platform, do you think it would get like the violence and the language and the content
That's a good question. I don't
that
know. That
Netflix gave it?
I think so.
You think on a Disney?
Yes. I think the thing with it is that you guys keep associating Disney with being exclusively a children's format.
No.
It's not a children's format.
I
mean,
they
it's-
do put out Thor and Thor 2 and Spider-Man and all Iron Man and all these films that are not Daredevil.
Right, but they also put out Good Morning Vietnam, and they put out all of these other different movies
Under
that are
another moniker.
still Disney.
right.
Still Disney, but it's not.
I mean, dude, Marvel is put under Marvel Studios. It's under a different moniker. I mean, it's still Disney. I mean,
Yeah.
Lucasfilm puts out Star Wars. It's still Disney. So I think that I think that they're going to. I don't even believe that they're gonna put this thing to being a tool to market to children. If they're gonna make money at streaming, they're gonna market this thing for everybody.
Right.
And you're going to see the same thing as you see on Netflix. There's going to be a
Kids.
regular section, and there's going
Kids
to be a
section.
kids section.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen.
Oh, I think that's definitely going to happen.
Well, you know, one of the things I think I'd be excited to do, and I don't know, because Disney's been really kind of tight about their releases. Like whether it's DVD or Blu-ray, they have a limited run, so that when they release it, people will buy it, and then they stop printing it. I think it'll be interesting to see if they put all their old catalog up, because I mean, like the old Herbie movies or the Computer
Isn't
with
that the
Tennis
point?
Shoes, like that would be pretty.
do like
fucking cool.
Netflix. Put it up for 3 months, take it down.
That's
Put it
what
up for
I
6
agree
months,
with
take it
Scott.
down.
I agree
Yeah.
with Scott. What's going to happen is you're going to see things come in waves. They're going to sit there and look at their whole catalog, and they're going to sit there and say, okay, well, look, let's say for sake of easy numbers, we got 10 Disney flicks. All right, so what we'll do is this month we're going to cycle in these 3. The next month we'll cycle in this 3.
Yeah.
We'll throw 4 over here, and that'll take care of it. And
That alone would make me pay, $10 a month or
That's
whatever.
That's me. I'm
I'm a
in
dead
for the catalog.
I'm a deadlock. As soon as
Yeah.
it launches, my card's ready to go. I'm just waiting for him to announce what the launch is.
Me too.
Because I mean,
I got an extra $10 to spend now that I get Netflix for free. So
yeah, I mean, dude, look, I love Netflix. I love Netflix, but it is a no-brainer for me to get Disney. I love Star Wars. I like the Marvel stuff, and I mean, there's going to be so much programming for the kid.
yeah,
Stupid
Yeah.
not to pay for it.
You're right.
So, all right, last topic here, which I love reading shit like this. Paramount Pictures is pissed off at J.J. Abrams, which is, I don't know. These are the kind of stories that I love. I like this little, kind of like shark business shit that goes on behind the scenes. So here's how the story goes. In 2013, J.J. Abrams signed a $10 million contract with Paramount to direct a series of movies for them. I don't know how all this works, but they say according to the way that studios run their business now, you don't see directors get lucrative deals like that anymore unless they're very established, like a Spielberg or or maybe a Martin Scorsese or maybe even a Matthew Vaughn or a Bryan Singer, guys that are established like that. So they're saying that he's one of the last young talents to get a contract like this. They're also saying, this is something I never considered. They say the reason why J.J. Abrams has the clout that he has within the movie industry is because he performs a function that is very rare amongst Hollywood types. He is a producer, he is a director, and he is a writer. And they say that that's kind of like a four-leaf clover or a unicorn kind of thing in that industry.
Four-leaf Cloverfield.
So four-leaf Cloverfield. So
Well played.
he went to Paramount. He does Star Trek. He does the Star Trek reboot and all that shit and everything. Movie does exceptionally well. I mean, I think at the point when it came out, it was the highest-grossing Star Trek movie in the entire franchise. So he does that shit. Well, immediately he turns around and they throw Star Wars at him. And he says, all right, I'm going to do Star Wars. So he goes and he does that.
Just one.
But do one Star Wars movie and everything's all fine and dandy and all. Well, the Paramount people get kind of pissed off. And it has nothing to do with a Star Trek, Star Wars rivalry. It has to do with the fact that it's business.
Yeah.
They paid this guy $10 million to make fucking movies. Now, in the meantime, he's still producing stuff for them. He does Cloverfield. He does our
Into
10
Darkness.
10 Cloverfield Lane. He does the
third Star Trek movie.
He does the third Star Trek movie.
What about the Mission Impossible
He
stuff?
does the Mission Impossible. So he produces all this shit, which are all big hits.
Yeah.
But they're still fucking pissed off because they want him to do it. So now he goes and he leaves for another Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Which Lucasfilm is in deep shit because they have to deal with a turnstile of fucking directors.
Yeah.
And then on top of that also is they have to figure out a compelling way to end this story because of the death of Carrie Fisher. That's a big part of
Hurdle.
what they have to do. It's a huge hurdle. So they're saying that Paramount now is even more fucking pissed off, but they don't want to rock the fucking boat too much because if they rock the boat, they know that he now can go get the same deal anywhere.
Oh, shit, yeah. I mean, I was just thinking right now, considering that they've got some of their $10 million investment back, right? He did Star Trek. He's produced all these other films.
There's a lot of bad robot films out there.
There are. So I actually think, like, if I were Kathleen Kennedy, I'd be like, $5 million? Let's just say you delivered on 50%, even though they probably already made their money back 100 times. No problem. We'll give them $5 million to get out of your contract. How about that?
Well, what they're saying is that Paramount doesn't want the deal to end. They want to hold it to him because, dude, he's fucking Midas, man. I mean, when it comes to that shit, you can say whatever the fuck you want about that dude. Results are results.
Yeah.
Oh, J.J. Abrams fucking sucks. He fucking ruined Star Wars and all that shit. $2.4 billion.
Billion.
Yeah, billion.
Oh, man, fucking Tom Cruise with his stupid Mission Impossible movies. Almost $1 billion worldwide per movie.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the
good
proof's
movies.
in the pudding.
They're good movies.
And they're good movies. They're well-made movies.
Yeah.
Some of them are kind of fucking dumb in their concept,
Right.
but their approach to some of the things with technology are fucking awesome.
The worst one is the one JJ directed, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. Which
That's the
that was
third
a Rogue.
No,
Which was the third one? I can't remember the titles
either.
all of them.
terrible. Whatever it was.
Yeah.
The only ones that I've only seen two of them. I saw the one I saw the first one, and I saw
Solid.
Which
Solid
was
movie.
great.
yeah, the first one's awesome, and I think I want to say is Ghost Protocol. Is that the one?
Brad Bird directed, where he's
I don't
running in
know.
Russia.
No, I don't know who directed it, but this is what I remember from the movie. Him and Simon Pegg had this huge screen down
Yes.
the hallway,
Yeah.
and
That's
they
the one.
moved it. Yeah, okay, that's
In
the
the
one
Kremlin.
I saw.
That was
Yeah,
in the Kremlin.
Kremlin. Yeah, so I saw that one.
It's a great
That was
film.
a fun movie. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
They're all fun. Well, except
Yeah.
for the third one, but they were all fun movies. Or the second one, whatever.
Well, the second one was directed by John Woo. It was ridiculous.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Like,
the one I
completely
hate.
ludicrous.
I'm sorry. That's the one I hate.
the Mission
John
Impossible
Woo
3 was the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman as the
No, it
bad
wasn't
guy.
bad.
And
That wasn't a terrible movie.
it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't.
It was better than the second one.
I'll never forget the campaign marketing for the second Mission Impossible. Limp Bizkit was the
That should tell you right
soundtrack
there.
provider. But this is what I thought was so hilarious. While they're playing the Mission Impossible theme on the 7-chord, the 7-string
Yeah.
new metal guitar,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is doing a frontwards wheelie on his
Uh-huh.
motorcycle in the promo, and I'm like.
Yeah.
This is going to be terrible.
I'm like, this movie looks nothing like what I just saw. It looks
Yeah.
like a total fucking departure of what I saw in the first movie. So,
yeah.
oh
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well,
J.J.
anyway,
Abrams.
to close this out with J.J. Abrams, his deal is that they had to pay a penalty. Lucasfilm actually had to pay part of his contract, and they say that they're going to do this again. But they said they expected this time to be a lot more significant because Paramount's fucking vagina's hurt. But
So
dude,
how long is
you're
this
talking about
contract
Star
for?
Wars. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Okay, look, how much do you want? $2 million? Look,
Right.
He'll make it $5 million.
If you're talking
Well,
about a $10 million
yeah.
deal,
Look.
they could just throw him $10 million and not even think about it.
Here's your $5 million. We'll pad that with the fucking Target exclusive action figure sales
Exactly.
day. Here you go.
How,
Here's your $5 million.
For a weekend.
How long is that contract for that J.J. Abrams had?
I don't think those contracts are based on time. I think those contracts are based on productions.
Yeah.
So they walk in and they say, okay, look, what we're going to do is we're going to give you $10 million and you're going to make 5 movies for us.
And he hasn't made 5 movies for them yet?
No.
He has not directed.
He has, yeah, right. He hasn't directed. He's only directed 1 movie for them.
2.
And I'm sorry, 2 movies for them, and that's the 2 Star Trek movies. That's it.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, what was the Cloverfield films were very profitable and very well done, and he was
That was a bad robot thing.
right. It was a brain trust. He was a brain trust behind it,
Yeah.
and yet they're still like, it says direct in this contract, asshole. I don't know.
Personally, I like to see J.J. Abrams directing Star Wars movies, especially because Star Wars fans are the biggest fucking crybabies in all of fandom, and Star Trek fans are the most pretentious motherfuckers in fandom. So I like to see that Star Trek sits there and says, Star Wars is not scientifically accurate. Dude, who gives a fuck? It's a fantasy movie. And I'm happy to see J.J. Abrams, basically, fucking put the dick on him. Fuck him. I think it's awesome. I love it.
Well,
Star
That
Wars
works-
is better anyway.
That works both ways, though.
I-
when he turns around and does the 3rd Star Trek movie or 4th
That's
or whatever
okay.
they're on.
Go enjoy your little fucking $300 million gross Star Trek movie. Star Wars over here will be making fucking 700.
I'm wondering if and I'm sure you guys have read this blurb that Quentin Tarantino has sort of vaguely alluded to the fact that he'd be open to directing.
Dude, he said this morning they printed an extension to that interview,
Okay.
and
What are you saying?
they said, Quentin Tarantino, how would you feel about directing a Star Trek movie? And he said, as far as I'm concerned, those talks definitely need to happen.
Yeah.
So that's what he said.
So I feel like that may be a shot across JJ's bow, like, hey, dude, I would see that film so fast.
Okay. Here's the thing. I wouldn't have a problem watching a Quentin Tarantino Star Trek movie if I'd like to see him challenge himself and not make the same fucking movie he does with this other shit. I'd like to see him step back and say, okay, look, let's look at the aesthetic for that time in television, and let's look at the themes that they were tackling, and let's do an homage, but it doesn't have to say motherfucker every 10 minutes with a bunch of bloody violence.
I get it. Have you seen his episodes of ER or CSI?
I did see the CSI burial one. I saw that one.
That was good.
That was pretty fucking
You know what I mean?
intense.
And he worked within the confines, but you could still tell it was a Tarantino joint. You know?
Right.
I think he could do it.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I think it would be really interesting, but I'd like to see him make a Star Trek movie and not sit there and say, okay, well, Star Trek, you know, it kind of had its presence in the late 60s, and I'm going to take some, like, 60s gore cinema and shit like that and like, mix it up and all. I wouldn't...
spraying everywhere.
Yeah, I really wouldn't be too interested in seeing anything like that.
I don't know what his ideas would be or if he would take the same cast or whatever, but if I was thinking if you said Tarantino's doing a Star Trek movie, my first initial reaction would be he's going back to the TV show and doing it in that camp style, bringing that back to the
in that interview also, he said, I'm thinking back to the old television series, and he's like, there's episodes I remember seeing that can be whole future, you know, it could be whole feature length movies. Mm-hmm. He said that would be the things that I would be looking at to recreate. So I have no doubt he would be going back to the very original series.
Even if it were a misfire, it would be a very entertaining one. You know, like at this point, this whole notion of an entire franchise needs to not have any errors in it is not realistic. And, you know, the last Star Trek movie I saw was solid, but it was more of the same, you know, change it up. You know, I
love Beyond. I think Beyond's a better movie than In the Darkness. I think that they really got back on their footing.
Yeah.
I thought it was a way better movie, and I think that it felt a lot more Star Trek.
Yeah.
It had a lot of good action to it. It had the science stuff. It had the commentary shit to it. I liked the whole idea of them finding an alien technology that can fuck them up, and they have to think their way out of it. And you see that, you saw that with the Borg. The Borg were a fantastic villain in the Next Generation, and it was really unique and really cool. And I loved it. I really like Beyond. I hope they make another one. I don't know if they will, but I hope they make another one. I enjoy the new crew, except in the Darkness, the Khan movie I didn't like.
Yeah, come on, JJ.
So
get your contract done.
Yeah. So before we wrap this up, I mean, what are y'all's thoughts on this thing with J.J. Abrams? I mean, how does
him?
Oh yeah, fuck.
Being the it guy.
Yeah.
You know.
And the fact that there even still is an it guy, but, you know, more to the point.
Well, there needs to be an it guy at this point because all our other it guys are sort of getting older in age and, you know, are going to at one point go, we don't want to make movies anymore. I mean, I love Spielberg, but at some point he's going to go, you know what? I'm kind of done. I just want to go sit.
I don't know that he'll ever be done. I mean, Martin Scorsese's in his mid-70s, and he's still making relevant cinema. So I'm going to say that's never going to happen until he dies.
Okay, well,
but you know, I mean,
it's always good to have insurance.
Yeah, it's true, and for my part, JJ's been making entertaining stuff, and it'll all work out.
From a Lost fan, I'm good on him.
Yeah, I mean, I like it's like you guys just brought up. You know, kind of the directors from our generation now, they're getting older.
They are,
you know, and they're still producing, but they're getting older. And it's nice to see JJ kind of be one of those guys who's leading the charge into this new generation of directors.
Yes,
and I think he's definitely, if you're to sit there and you're to look at the different guys, I think he's definitely the Spielberg. He's the Spielberg guy.
Yeah.
Another one that I like, I mean, Christopher Nolan. You know, he's another guy that's kind of this new.
Yeah.
I know this is back off subject, but I watched Batman Begins the other day.
Isn't it fucking awesome?
God, it slays. It's just a really
so fucking
great
awesome
film. You know, and I use the word film again. It's a great film.
Man, I'm telling you, Batman Begins and the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I mean, perfection.
Flawless, yeah.
Flawless. And I mean, he's another guy. Look, it's the same thing with Star Wars. He tried the best of his ability to wrap up the trilogy because he lost the actor who was supposed to be the whole. I mean, you all do realize that I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but the original plot of the third Batman movie was going to be the Joker being on trial.
Oh, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
that was the whole.
Wow.
That was the whole center point of the movie. That was the center plot piece. Was they were going to put the Joker on trial for his crimes from the second movie.
Really?
Yeah, which I would have think it would have been really interesting, and it would have played in with the whole thing of Harvey Dent's death.
Yeah.
And revealing that he actually was a monster to ruin him, and the Joker was going to commit mass chaos once again.
Well, I mean,
through all that shit.
I wonder if that's basically the Bane format. Was the Joker was going to be the person that took the city over and talked everybody into going crazy? And
I really don't know. The only thing that's the only thing that they released about it. But
Yeah.
Jonathan Nolan, who is one of the writers of Westworld, he came out and said that the ending of Dark Knight Rises, the ending with Levitt taking over as Batman and all that, he said.
Right.
That was the original intention from the very first movie.
I gotcha.
They said that was the end point to whatever they decided to do. Said we're going to make as many movies as we want to make, but the final movie will be him passing on the torch because it will bring on from the very first movie. It goes back to the first movie. I need to be a symbol, and a symbol can
Right.
be anything. So once you establish the symbol, anybody can be Batman.
Right.
So, cool shit.
And they can't seem
It
to
is.
get a Batman movie. They already have the
Yeah.
blueprint. They already
Yeah.
have the basis.
The
The
Batprint.
foundation is built, and they still can't put together a proper Batman
Well, I think
movie.
they're working on it, man, because the thing with it is much like Marvel now, they're trying to universe build. And I think that if they went back to their old thing and they sat there and said, look, we're just going to say fuck this shared universe bullshit. We're just going to make good fucking origin movies and just have the characters carry it out on their own. Then it becomes a whole lot easier to spread the wealth around and just sit there and say, okay, look, we're going to make an initiative to launch 6 DC character movies, but they're not connected to one another. So we're just going to get a bunch of hot directors and throw it out there and just let them develop their own thing. You know, I think it would be a lot easier for them. But
Do you think it'd be easier for them to do that?
oh yeah, definitely.
Which is what they're doing right now.
No. What they're doing right now is they're universe building.
Except that they're not. They're making 2 different Joker movies and a
They're
Harley
making
Quinn
one Joker
and-
movie. They're making one Joker movie, and everything else that they're making is connected to the DCEU.
Right.
Nightwing is connected. Batman is connected. Shazam is connected. All these things are connected to one another. So that's the official line. So
For the moment.
for the
Yeah,
moment,
For the
yeah.
moment. I sort of felt like that was not the official line a couple weeks back. But
I don't know. Everything that I've read, they said the Nightwing movie, the ones that are currently in production, sans the ones that are doing what they're doing now, they say that Nightwing, Shazam, Batgirl, Suicide Squad 2, and the Gotham City Sirens, all 5 of those movies are direct tie-in to the Justice League Dawn of Justice thing.
all right.
The only movie that stands on its own so far is the Joker Scorsese movie. So, but before we wrap this up, talk about our little revolutionary directors real quick. There's one more I want to throw into the mix with Chris Nolan and J.J. Abrams, and that would be Denis Villeneuve. So
Yes.
I'd like to add him in. So definitely. Director of Sicario, Blade Runner.
Yeah. We've been mispronouncing his
2049.
name all this
Yeah,
time.
I think it's
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, it's Villeneuve is how I hear the American E's, but Denis is his Denis Villeneuve is how I've heard it pronounced. So
But I mean, to hear him, it's a Denis Villeneuve.
yeah,
It's just-
right. Because dude, he's French, so
Yes.
so your words get trapped up in your fucking gullet. That's how it works.
Yeah, but there are some Blade Runner short films in which he's introducing, which are awesome,
Yeah.
by the way, if you haven't seen them.
Oh, he also said that the version that we see on the screen, he said that is his director's cut.
Sweet.
So
Good.
he said if
Good.
there's any version that you see in the future, it's going to be cut by somebody else. He said what
Wow.
you're seeing on screen is my version. So
Excellent.
Good.
very cool. So
Yeah, I can't wait. 2 weeks, right?
yes, in fact,
Yes.
I'm going to go look and see if we can get the advance tickets. Are we in on going to see that on Thursday before the?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know John and I are. So
Yes.
I'll have to look at the schedule and talk to the missus.
Okay.
sounds good. All right, well, look, we appreciate y'all listening. Please jump over to iTunes, subscribe to us at PPV Guys. If you're a true fan of the show, make sure to leave a review. If you kind of like what you hear, just be kind enough to leave us a 5-star rating. You can also check us out on YouTube. We've been posting our links over there. Make sure to subscribe to us. Give us a thumbs up on the video. You can also leave a comment there as well. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, all that stuff's at PPVGuys. Also, jump over to PPVGuys.com. You can catch our whole back catalog of episodes.
We also started a Facebook group if you want to jump in. And
please.
It's open. It's for everybody. Just jump in. If you have reviews of movies that you've seen, you want us to go see movies, you want us to show topics, bring it on. If we talk about it enough, we might even bring that stuff onto the show. Just
Definitely. We have some friends of the show. You know, the Not Real Radio guys. Also, Brian Guillory, formerly of the Super Guillory Fun Show, and some of our other friends that have appeared on the shows here. They're on there. So please join us.
Yeah.
Join our community and jump into the conversation. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening. End scene.